Hello Markham Gardens family, this is Daniel Markham with Markham Gardens. Hey, welcome to the channel today. Just wanted to show you guys something that I am super excited about that I just saw today. And you know, I've talked in a couple videos about the importance of creating soil on your property and the need for mulch. If you guys haven't seen that video, there's a video on mulch and why I need it. And so I wanted to show you guys the process today. Not really a process because the process has already taken place. I just want to show you guys the results. So beginning of last year, that'd be 2023, we ended up having an arborist company bring in, I don't know, I think we had over maybe 220, 230 loads from arborist trucks, full arborist truck loads. Dropped off on this property, and you guys can see back here it's been breaking down over the entire year. Sorry about the traffic, guys, hopefully you can hear me okay. But all of this mulch back here has been breaking down over this entire year, and I want to show you guys what happens to this mulch. So this is just plain old wood chips. I'm going to show you that here in just a second. And these wood chips have sat here and become dominated by fungus, by mycorrhiza, by bacteria. And they have begun to break down and turn into extremely fertile black soil. And so I want to show you that today. I want to show you guys that result. If you guys have soil that is super sandy, which around here in Southeast Texas, we've got a lot of sand. It's basically what they call sugar sand. It's like you can walk out barefooted and feel like you're on the beach. And so this entire property was covered in sugar sand at one time. And when we first moved in, and so I knew that if I was going to grow some things and I was going to start Markham Gardens and start the garden itself, as well as the area for the nursery, that I was going to need some really good organic material to begin creating a fertile black soil on this property of sugar sand. And so I just want to show you guys real quick what happens. First, let me turn you around here and I'll show you what we started with. So if you look right here, guys, this is the most recent load that I had brought in. I had an arborist company come in and they asked if they could dump stuff on here. Guys, it's just hardwood mulch. So you guys can see this is wood chips. You cannot plant stuff in this. It's not going to grow anything. It's not, the roots may get started, but they're not really gonna thrive. But you can see it's a little bit wet. We've had a whole bunch of rain. We probably had about 6 inches of rain over the last couple nights. And but this is what it starts off as, guys. It starts off as hardwood chips that have been ground up by the arborist company. And so I want this to break down and turn into fertile soil. Now let me see if I can find a spot here where the original sand, I'll show you guys what we had. So if you look down here, this was the original that we had on the property, guys. It's sand. It's and when it's dry, it's like sugar. It's you know, it's wet right now, so it compacts a little bit, but it's basically sugar sand. And so I needed to turn that into black soil. And so I'm going to bring you guys over here. I have got a spot where we piled up a whole bunch of wood chips next to our chicken run because as I've shown you in other videos, I use arborist wood chips as bedding for our chickens. And that helps to absorb the nitrogen, helps to absorb the ammonia gases and things like that so that it doesn't harm the chickens' respiratory systems. And so I piled a whole bunch of it over here on the side. I'm going to show you that real quick, show you guys what it looks like. So this is the pile that I've got here on the back side of the chicken. You guys can see the chicken run and everything is over here. Finally got a trucker tarp on top of there. Found a trucker tarp, was able to put it on top and cut it to size. I'm still not done working. This section right here is going to be another section of coop. And but I haven't quite finished that yet. So anyway, back to the task at hand here. These wood chips that I've got piled up here, you guys can see. I'm going to get you in here real close so you can see what's going on. Now, all of these wood chips, you can see there's still some leaf, right? So there's still some leaf and there's still some wood chips up here at the top portion. So at the top portion of the pile, it's not holding enough moisture in this area right here to really begin breaking down. There's too much oxygen getting to it. It's drying out too soon. The sun beating down on it. It's not breaking down this top portion. But what we're interested in is as you drop into this first portion here that's not being really broke down that well, you'll notice, you see these white areas right here where my thumb is? So this right here is the first stages of fungus. And so as you go down further into this, you're going to notice you start seeing white specks and things on these wood chips. Let me see if I can bring you that in there. So this right here, guys, you start seeing fungus and you start seeing molds and bacteria that starts to take over. And you can see that blue color that's there. There's a whole bunch of different colors of fungus and things. But this wood chip here is already breaking down. And so that's only halfway into this pile, guys. So you can see here, this pile, that's halfway into the pile. That's the center of it. But as I drop down even further, you can see, look how this is starting to turn this black color. You see how that's starting to turn a black color, and it's really starting to break down, guys. You see that? It's gone from to this, from this. So as I go down further into the pile, I want to get down here on the ground real quick and show you guys what I've found. And through this whole thing, you know, I've got clumps like this, all these wood chips that stay together. The reason these wood chips are staying together, guys, is because if I break them apart, it's full of mycorrhiza. It's got fungus and stuff that's growing throughout it that's holding this whole brick together. And you get these bricks like this that hold together as the fungus is eating it. But let me get down here into the bottom. I want to dig underneath this, what's against the ground, guys. Look at this. So this right here on the butt, this is what I'm after. This right here, this black soil. And yeah, there's some sand mixed in there as well. But guys, this right here, you can grow stuff in. This is where all of the nutrient and all of the fertility is for all of your plants. And you can see that there are still some wood chips and things in there, and that's why I go ahead and I sift through it. I actually throw this stuff into the chickens. The chickens weed through it. They pick out and basically sift through and break down a bunch of the wood chips that have not yet broken down. But I just wanted to show you guys real quick, because if you come down in here and you start pulling this back, you start realizing that it's black. Look, there's one of our millipedes. These millipedes actually eat the wood chips and break them down, so they're a helper. But you can see, look at this soil. This is the soil that's on the bottom of these wood chips, guys. Look at that. Black, fertile soil. So I don't know if any of you guys are doing this. I don't know if you've thought about it. If you're struggling with getting fertile soil on your property, guys, I've turned this from sugar sand. I'm telling you, this right here was that beach sugar sand that I showed you guys before only a year ago. And now 1 year later, I've had these wood chips just sitting here, and they've begun breaking down and turning into this black fertile soil. And so you guys can see, I've got the whole property covered. The whole property back here, as I walk, I mean, is all covered in these arborist chips. I mean, you can see where I'm walking right now. You can see a little bit of the sugar sand peeking through. You guys can see that right here. The whole property was this, and I covered everything in wood chips, arborist wood chips. And now all of this area is going to be black, fertile soil all the way across. And so one of the benefits of these wood chips too is that it prevented runoff. So all the water that was falling on this property, because we've got a downhill slope to the highway, all of this topsoil that would be created over here was actually washing off into the road. And so that's why we had all of this sugar sand over the entire property. And so by putting these wood chips and things here, these wood chips have basically allowed the water to soak into these piles and speed up the breakdown process of these piles. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys the results. I was super excited about it. I'm over here, you know, loading up some wood chips to throw into the chickens, and was basically putting more bedding in there for them. It's been raining over the last couple days, and so I use arborist chips just to keep it from getting muddy. And but as I was digging, I found that black soil on the bottom, and I thought, oh my gosh, you know what? And I figured you guys would probably want to see that too. So if you've not used arborist wood chips, guys, I highly recommend it. If you've got chickens, use them in with your chicken pens. They'll break it down, I mean, at least 10 times faster than it does just sitting on the property. But as I've just showed you, it will break down on the property by itself, utilizing fungus and mycorrhiza and bacteria to break that stuff down. The worms come up into them, the millipedes, the beetles, the larvae, all of that stuff breaks those wood chips down and turns it into this black, really fertile soil. If you're planting a garden, you're growing an area or a patch of area that you would love to plant a garden into, guys, cover that area in at least 6 to 8 inches of wood chips the winter before the fall. Actually start in the fall before you're going to plant your garden in the next spring. So sorry, my beard's all up in my face over here, but you know, all the glory of the beard. So anyway, I hope this helps you guys. You know, if you're looking for a way to make your soil fertile and it's just not working, you know, you haven't been able to get anything to grow, guys, this is how you do it. You need to find you some arborist wood chips. If you don't have a way, period, of coming up with arborist wood chips, guys, collect the leaves. All the leaves that fall off of your trees, if you will pile them up in that area, that turns into leaf mold. Leaf mold turns into black, fertile soil, guys. It does the exact same thing. And so if you don't have access to wood chips, gather up your leaves, gather up your neighbor's leaves, go to a business that has a whole bunch of trees and say, hey, can I load my pickup with all of the leaves that you guys have that are falling over the fall season? Take that back to your place, guys. That is gold. All of that organic material will turn into soil. That's the way it's designed. That's the way God designed it to work. That's the way nature works, guys. And so go out and get you some organic material. Let it begin breaking down. Let it begin to create fertility in your soil so that you can plant food and you have more food for your family, better food for your family, and you're less reliant on the food systems and our grocery stores and things like that. So anyway, hope you guys are doing great. Thank you for following along. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you guys for watching Markham Gardens. I appreciate all the likes and subscribes. Guys, if you haven't liked, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, if you would please subscribe to the channel here at Markham Gardens. It helps us out, helps get the word out there. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, give it a like. If you know anybody that needs this information, guys, they're struggling to grow a garden. There's a lot of people out there that can't seem to make this happen, and it's really not that difficult if you'll let nature do what it's meant to do. And so if you would share this video, guys, get the word out there to somebody. Go ahead and share the video with your friends. Share the video on social media. Get this information out there. And if you would, put a comment down into the comment section, guys. If you've got any questions, go ahead and ask those questions. If you've got a comment about, well, I don't agree with you, well, then put that down in there too, guys. I will answer all of your comments. And but you know, that helps get the word out there and helps YouTube to understand that, hey, this is important information and this is stuff that people need, and it'll start pushing it out there to other people. So anyway, hope you guys are gonna have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shalom under the dome. Love you.